Yes, we are live. We are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live at the Mystical Herbcraft and Oracles YouTube channel. My name is Eva, and we're going to celebrate today Beltane. And also, it's not only Beltane, but it's also the first of the month. So, what we're going to do is do some rituals. I'm going to share them with you. I can do them literally with you, but I want you to know what we do and celebrate on Beltane. And then we get into the beautiful oracle cards and where we'll do a collective reading. Okay, so before I jump in, I had a couple of people invited, so I'll let them know. Just give me one quick sec. Watch. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue. So Beltane is a beautiful celebration. Here in Greece, we do also celebrate it, and it's really about everything is in bloom, everything is in fire, and we go out to flower fields and pick up a couple of flowers, put them on the window shield as it represents Beltane. So Beltane really is about bringing in summer, celebrating summer, the warmer months. So, making bonfires. We are doing drying oranges, and they represent also the sun and also the color. So, the colors are really about browns and greens and pinks and reds and, whites and yellows. And it is such a beautiful way to celebrate this. And also, because it's the first of the month, clean your house with Palo Santo or sage or herbs, and to remove the old, get into with the new, as 2025 is also the year of closing and cycles and rebirthing and refreshing new circles. Also, like the snake, we're shedding our skin and we're getting into the new, right? So, from crystals perspective, bloodstone, carnelian, emerald, gold, orange, red jasper, these are all related to Beltane. And to honor Beltane is, it's the inner fire calling in abundance and so really stepping into this new cycle with intention. So, a really simple ritual you can do is having a red candle or orange or white for fire and purification, fresh flowers or dried rose petals, hawthorn. Hawthorn is always one of my favorites. Calendula, a small bowl of spring water, or even better if you have moon water, a pen and a paper on your journal. So optional, we have incense, or we have an oracle deck, or we have, maybe a crystal. Here's my necklace. It's not a carnelian, but it's a citrine. So also representing the sun and really the summer months. So what you're going to do is we're going to cleanse our space and say out loud, I release the old, I make space for the new, and this moment is sacred and I am ready. So repeat that with me. I release the old, I make space for the new, this moment is sacred and I am ready. So then what you're going to do is you're going to light your candle and envision it is a Beltane fire, igniting creativity, sensuality, and sacred purpose. So for this case, I forgot to take my lighter, but I made especially for Beltane this candle. It's dark outside because it has like pyrite just for the beauty, um, and pearls. And I made another one with pink just to celebrate. And we're going to light these up and really burning that fire of Beltane, that fiery energy, the sun energy, the summer energy. So as you light this candle, you say, with this flame, I awaken my inner fire. I honor the earth, the turning of the wheel, because it's the season and the witch's wheel. So in the witch's wheel, we go from now Beltane and then, okay, so we go from Beltane and then we go to Ostara later in the season. But right now we are doing Beltane, right? So it's the season in this wheel right now is Beltane. And so I will repeat that with you. With this flame, I awaken my inner fire. I honor the earth, the turning of the wheel, and the power within me. So you can say this 3 times as it's Mother Maiden Mother Crown, sorry, but also the Trinity. So we always say things 3 times. Then I have another truly powerful that we can do is a flower water blessing. So add flowers or petals or herbs into your water bowl. Swirl them around with your finger. I always love to do this 3 times. Again, do of putting the intention of Maiden and Mother Crown, but also the Trinity. So always 3 times clockwise. And then with your finger, you anoint your forehead, your heart, and your hands. And then I anoint myself in nature's bloom. I am in harmony with the cycles of life. So I anoint myself in nature's bloom, and I'm in harmony with the cycle's life. As you anoint your forehead, your heart, and your hands. And then we can also journal. And then ask yourself these couple of questions. What am I ready to bloom into this month? What seeds have I planted that are now ready to grow? And where can I lead this with always from a point of view of love, joy, but also a little bit of boldness? So, where have I put my seeds and I have planted them and are now ready to grow? Where can I lead with love, compassion, and boldness? And I would say a little bit of integrity. And what am I ready to bloom this month? I have so much to bloom this month and I can't wait. So write your intentions clearly and powerfully and speak them into your candle. Okay? So, as we did our rituals, and I want to share, I'm going to pair my notes here for a beautiful floor wash, because it's the first of the month and I love to clear everything out. So remove the old and get in with the new, and then we get into the oracle card pull. So I have here harmonious home floor wash. So magical floor wash are a great way to cleanse and to set the intention for the new space. So a warm water to fill a bucket, because we're going to do floor wash, right? 8 of or 236 ml Palo Santo infusion. If you don't have Palo Santo infusion, it's okay. If you don't have all these essential oils, again, it's also okay. Another really great way and simple way to have a good floor wash and remove everything old and get into the new is do a floor wash with your moon water. And again, put in your intention. And as you sweep and do the floor wash, say out loud, I remove the old and I bring all the new to bloom this month, and bring in joy, love, happiness, memories that are really joyful, abundance, sensuality, and remove any sickness, toxicity, bad habits, self doubt, everything that you don't want to get out of your space, get out of your home. Okay? So we also use 236 milliliters of white vinegar, then 4 drops of lemon essential oil, 4 drops of grapefruit essential oils, and 4 drops of orange essential oil. And then 2 tablespoons, or otherwise 22 grams of salt. And you wish that all together. And put your intention and mop your floors. So now let's get into the cards, shall we? Uh, Let me see, which deck are we going to use here? I'm not able to show the cards, but so one we're going to start off with is this amazing deck, spellcasting deck. And then we'll probably go into another couple of decks. And let's see. I am. Oh, I just got a message. Just give me 1 second, please. As I want to keep the momentum. Okay, perfect. So let's get into them. What's the collective message for my amazing kindred spirits? What's the message they need to hear right now, today, on a celebration of Beltane, the first month, bring in new opportunities, new blessings, new collaborations? What is it that we're calling in, and what is it that we want to know and need to know from Spirit? Justice. Okay, so the first card we got is Justice. So let's see if we can get a little bit more about this. Let's see, what's the collective? Oh, okay. We're going with that. Clarity and happiness. Okay, so the theme is justice, happiness, and clarity. So to gain clarity, we need to have justice, right? Forever, whoever is watching, just say hi. I would love to know who's watching. So again, and this is so beautiful. I had really just a couple of minutes ago a session, and it was about clarity. So it's really funny that I get again the clarity card. But this is a collective, so we'll see how this goes. But to truly have your happiness and to have clarity is also to start off with justice. So where have you been wrong? Where do you feel they didn't listen to you, or did you really understood what they were saying to you? Because sometimes life is unfair, and I truly believe to really gain our happiness we need to set our boundaries and really gain the justice that we need so we can get that clarity in. So for now, that's the message. So let's get into another deck and see how that turns in. And what truly comes through is, there are a lot of opportunities here, and you don't see them because you don't have the clarity. But it is because you're so focused on, I didn't get justice. I want, hi. You want your justice. And I understand that. But sometimes we don't need to hold ourselves to a specific relationship or a specific topic, like in business or in your work environment. Maybe you feel like, what, I really feel that this person or that person wronged me. It's great to say it if you want, but it takes so much energy to be in the anger and in the resentment that you can more put that into your happy energy and positive energy, because that's the energy of creation. And once you're in that, you gain the happiness. You feel happy, and once we feel happy, we start to refocus and we gain our clarity. So okay, to add to that on, we got don't let pride get in your way. So I do believe there is a standpoint of, I want you to do it this way, but we don't need to expect, well, we shouldn't expect from someone else to do it the way we want it. We need to accept someone else for who they are. And if they aren't aligned with us, that's great. Um, but don't let your take too much time to stay in that environment and with these kind of people around you because it's simply not worth it. But besides that, we have our ego and we have our pride, and sometimes it gets in our way. But truly, it really doesn't need to get in our way because once we focus truly on what we truly desire and what makes us happy, then we can amplify that energy and unfold that energy tenfold into what we truly want. And then we got nothing is yet in stone. So nothing you have in your mind is set in stone. You can always change course. You are not a tree. If you don't like it, you can move. You're not bound to a specific circumstance. If you don't really love or want to be where you want to be, where you are right now, you're not a stone, my love. And you're not a tree. You can pick yourself up and you can go somewhere else where they do feel, where you feel valued, where you feel seen, where you feel heard. Okay? So let me know if this resonates. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And you can always ask your spirit guides because they're really coming through and they're really telling me like, if you want my guidance, I need to have permission. So if you're reaching out to your spirit guides and you really want them to guide you and show you what you truly want to know, become really specific about what you want them to show you. So for an example, I would love to see within 2 weeks, I'm just saying something really stupid, but that's what some people want. I want to see in 2 weeks a unicorn with a rainbow. And if I see that, then I know this person or this project is the right to go, or this is the right path for me, or this is the right person for me, or isn't. Whatever you put, be really specific what you ask. So the more specific you are, the more specific the outcome will be. If your question is wishy-washy, you will get wishy-washy. So nothing will come of the situation. So as I said, nothing will come from the situation is if we are wishy-washy, we don't get the right specific answers. We don't get that clarity, right? So if we don't get the clarity, we don't get that happiness. So be really specific in what you ask and what you want. And it's even better if you want, you can write this down. So I'm doing one card of this deck and then we're getting into the clarifier. Okay, we got 2 cards here flying out. Okay, so we got longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So you want to feel loved. You want to be with like-minded people around you. I have a really feeling that lately you have been surrounded by people or circumstances that don't really light you up, but more they dim your light instead of making you shine your light even brighter. So it really tells me, again, really this quote, you're not a tree if you don't like the surroundings. the habits, the behaviors that are going towards you. Also, because we have our pride and an ego in our way, maybe is it so that we need to shift our own a little bit, like before build? So that was a Dutch word. I wanted to say before build, but it's in Dutch for example. um, is that, how can I say this the right way? So I want, you know, not a lot of people laugh. So they're always like cringy or that. But then if you tell them, you know what, every time you see someone or, just laugh and say, good morning or say hello, you see how the reaction becomes different. So you get a more flowing and loving frequency instead of, the crunchy and the kind of frequency that we love. So sometimes we need to reflect in ourselves and change how we react or how we talk so we can get that outcome. So it's not always the other person that we want justice, but sometimes we need to look within. And then we get warrior woman. So have you answered your deepest calling? This is really about business, purpose, relationships. It really feels like you want your justice. You want to feel good with the right people around you, but it really comes through that you have a lot of people around you that aren't aligned with your energy, that aren't aligned with your frequency. So as long as you stay in that situation or in that business environment, you won't get the clarity that you're seeking for if you also don't change your frequency a little bit. Because again, our pride and ego can sometimes get in the way. And really ask yourself, have I really dig deep to find my inner calling, to find my purpose? So if you would close your eyes right now, what is something, and this is a really great exercise I love to do with my clients, is that if you would do something every day for the rest of your life, money on the side, what would that be that would be so fulfilling for you? What would that be? So if you were to do one thing in your life, so for example, a lot of people, if you make your hobby your work, it's like you're never working a day, right? Because it's your passion. So what is your passion that you could do every single day? And even if it didn't pay you, what would that be? Sit for a moment with that question, journal on it, reflect on it, and let me know in the comment section how that has worked out for you and what came through. So now let's get into our clarifier. So it really the strongly came through that the circumstances are not as you want them to be. That's why it's wishy-washy. You don't have the clarity. But once you truly align with the people around you that you feel aligned with and truly in tune, and sometimes we need to change our own frequency or put our own arrogance aside. I think this, well, I'm going to shake, but that was one that I really wanted to pop up. Then sometimes you truly see the clarity and it's like, oh yeah, and we get the epiphany that we were looking for, right? So let me know, did this resonate with you? Comment yes in the comment section, or what was your biggest takeaway from this? Okay, we got the spider. So creative projects. creative projects. So let's see. I'm not old to this one, but I really love what they always explain. So let's get into that. So the spider reminds you that you have within you the gift to create meaningful, purposeful work. Well, see, purpose, your life purpose. I love it. So that's why I love to do these clarifiers because they're always so spot on. Um, Within you is an artist waiting to be expressed. Think about this. Do you write in a journal each day? Do you draw, paint, cook, or play music? Do you realize that everything you do on a daily basis is an act of co creation with the divine? The spider signals that it's time to be aware of your responsibility for the creations in your own life. See? So it's really getting together whatever I just shared with you. It's in one card. It's so amazing. Maybe you need to rethink an issue and apply your inner artist to find a solution. If you're unhappy with anything, ask yourself, how can I create a better, more productive, and loving experience for myself and others? Whether you see yourself as an artist or not, you're always co creating with the divine. You are the architect of your own happiness and fulfillment. What life are you building? Don't just sit there. This is your time to create. So, as the spider creates their web, what is it that you want to create? So I go really again back to my beautiful tree. You're not a tree. If you don't like the circumstance, you don't like the environment you're in, change it. Move, go to somewhere else. Tune also your frequency. Maybe it's a little bit your frequency is off that you get these results. Because even if this is from a business point of view, you want to attract your ideal client, right? But to attract your ideal client is to become your own ideal client because you want someone that is exactly like you, right? So that's what we're looking for. And we build our future. We build the change. So if you don't like your story and your circumstances, turn the page and start again. Or if you're a beautiful painter, you don't like it, put a clean canvas and paint that beautiful story you truly want. And that's the beautiful exercise that I also gave you. So, what would it look like if you would do something without money being in the way that you could do for the rest of your life? How would that feel? How would that look like? What kind of people would you have around you? And then you can paint that, envision that, have it into your subconscious, and then start working as it will unfold in your outer world. So that was the message from the oracles today on Beltane. And I shared with you the floor wash, I shared with you the journal, the bonfire. Again, light your fire, light your Beltane fire. What do I have in bloom for this month? What do I have in bloom for this month? What seeds have I planted that are now ready to grow? Remember them. And as you go over them, really reflect on this because you are your own architect, as it says, right? So I leave you with this message. So much love. And I love you all. And we'll see each other on the full moon. So for the people who don't know or not are not in my space for so long, I have on the 12th an amazing full moon circle. So if you want to really feel the energy of sisterhood, feel the energy of alignment with the moon, then this is your invitation to join me in my beautiful full moon circle on the 12th. And I have an amazing guest speaker. She's an hypnotherapist. So we always bring some extra value. We will do some amazing giveaways because I love to spoil all of you. And I have something exclusive you don't want to miss out on. So if you want to learn about the full moon circle, be sure to comment and or DM me on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, wherever you have found me, the word moon, and I will send you that link right over because it is always truly magic. Love you all. And if you would love to have a personal reading, again, comment reading below and I will reach out to you. Right. Wish you a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. First of the month, Beltane, new week, new opportunities, new month, everything new. Write your new canvas, your new story that is truly aligned with you. Bye.